There are moments in entertainment history that feel like turning points, events that ripple across decades of storytelling, reshaping the lives of those involved and the industry that watches. And one such moment continues to echo, years after it shattered one of television's most iconic partnerships, Roseanne Barr and John Goodman. Once hailed as the heartbeat of American sitcoms, the duo behind Roseanne built something unforgettable. They weren't just characters. They were symbols of a working-class reality. They laughed, they fought, they loved, they endured. But now, more than half a decade since controversy brought the house down, they no longer speak. Not a word, not a call, not even a moment of reconciliation. John Goodman himself confirmed it. In a wide-ranging profile with The Hollywood Reporter published June 11, he pulled the curtain back just a little, enough to let the truth out, but not enough to hide the pain. "We haven't talked for about 7 or 8 years, he said quietly. There was no venom in his tone. No drama. Just distance. And then came the sentence that cut through it all: "I'd rather doubt if she wants to talk to me." There it was, silence turned into sorrow. How did two actors, who brought to life one of television's most emotionally complex marriages, end up here, oceans apart in heart and mind? The answer, as many know, lies in a storm that exploded in 2018. It was a moment that derailed careers and divided opinions. Roseanne Barr, in a controversial tweet widely condemned as racist, set off a chain of events that unraveled everything. The revival of Roseanne, once triumphant, once hopeful, was suddenly gone. Axed. And in its place came the Conners, a spin-off stripped of its matriarch, navigating a story without its central star. Goodman stayed. Many of the original cast did too. The show lived on. But something intangible had shifted, something deeper than ratings or scripts. And yet, even in the aftermath, even with the backlash raging and the media frenzy in full swing, John Goodman did something few dared to do. He defended her. In a 2018 interview, he said with conviction, "I know for a fact she's not a racist." And in 2023, he doubled down, telling Variety he had no regrets about saying that. It was not an endorsement of her actions. It was not a dismissal of the consequences. It was, perhaps, an act of loyalty. Or maybe it was a man standing by someone he knew in a different light than the headlines showed. But whatever it wasn't enough to bridge the silence. Because the silence remains. It lingers between them like an unresolved scene, one that never made it to the final script. It's easy to forget how electric they once were. Dan and Roseanne Conner. The stubborn husband. The fierce wife. The chaos and comfort of their home. They weren't the polished ideal. They were messy. Real. Raw. They argued about money, politics, the kids, each other. And through it all, they stayed together. On screen, they endured everything. Off screen, reality wrote a different arc. Now, John Goodman walks his path. Older. Wiser. More reflective. His career has flourished, his performances lauded, his persona respected. He remains the gentle giant, thoughtful, kind, carrying his past not like baggage, but like a weathered journal. Roseanne, meanwhile, lives on the other side of that silence. Removed from mainstream Hollywood, drenched in controversy, still vocal, still defiant, still herself, in every way that both built and broke her. Their split isn't marked by scandal anymore. It's marked by space. Space measured in years, not feet. Space shaped by misunderstandings, disagreements, loyalty, and hurt. Space where words once flowed, where scripts were memorized, where laughter echoed, now filled with nothing. And maybe that's the real heartbreak here. Not the controversy. Not the fallout. But the silence between two artists who once created something that touched millions. A silence that speaks louder than any insult. A silence that tells us that sometimes, even shared history isn't enough. That even the strongest on-screen marriages can't weather the storms of real-life ideology and consequence. But within that silence also lies humanity. The humanity of forgiveness. Or the lack thereof. The humanity of knowing when to walk away. The humanity of remembering someone as they were, before the world changed them. John Goodman didn't speak with anger. He didn't accuse. He simply acknowledged what was. They no longer talk. And maybe they never will. Maybe the chapter is closed. Or maybe, in time, it'll be revisited, with older eyes and softer hearts. But today, it stands as a testament. To friendship lost. To lines crossed. To wounds that time hasn't healed. And to the reality that, even in Hollywood, even among icons, the hardest part isn't the scandal. It's the silence that comes after.